Logistics. The answer is logistics. The position of Avdiivka relative to the highway here intersects with a lot of logistics heading in from Gorliivka to Donetsk and to the north from Donetsk up to Novobakhmativka. And the main purpose of taking Avdiivka would be, one, to secure a very strong defensive position. Avdiivka is on the hills surrounded by lowlands, which is why it is so difficult for the Russians to take it and why it's held for so long. And also because, well, if they take it, then, well, logistic line will be a lot similar. Instead of going all the way down here from Gorliivka, they could instead go straight directly to the city, and they could supply Novobakhmativka through the highway here and use it to outflank New York much easier, potentially put them in a pincer. This is also directly correlated to what's going on in Bakhmut, because if they take Bakhmut, well, if they took Bakhmut earlier in the war, they could have taken Chasiv Yar and used it to necessarily pressure the flanks here, and then at the same time pressure the flanks here. Kind of in a movement like this, and like this, to put New York and Tourette's inside a pocket potentially, and force them to withdraw. Now, I'm not sure how successful it will be at taking Chasiv Yar, considering it's a hill surrounded by forests, but Soledar was a pretty hard position to take. It is an urban settlement that was on a hill, and it managed to take it. So, if Wagner had enough forces after taking taking Bakhmut earlier, there's a good chance that they could have at least, well, they could have forced at least some positions like Stupatsky near Chasiv Yar, and then used it to cross the factory canal and continue on like this and outflank Touretsk. And over here, I'm less familiar with the terrain and the geography, but it looks relatively flat, and New York is right here. I remember New York is on the high ground, and so is Touretsk, so they'd be, well, outflanking would make it easier. And over to Avdiivka, advancing beyond Avdiivka is kind of weird because there are a lot of lakes and rivers inside the area. I believe if they did, then they'll probably, well, it is extremely hard to say. I know that Novobakhmativka here, this one, is on the high ground, while all of these settlements over here are on the low ground, which could be leveraged to push forward and, well, continue advancing this area. Over here, there are a large amount of lakes and rivers that would break up Russian advancements. And Pervomaisky and other extremely long settlements like it have been quite an impediment for Russians in advancing, at least talking historically, you know, with Marinka and all that. So after if they took Avdiivka, pushing forward beyond it is a little weird. Outside this area, I think that would have been the plan. This area beyond it, going under assumption that this area would fall, they would take advantage of a high ground Novobakhmativka and probably try to take this area and push forward like this. But I don't know the geography here. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not sure if that'd be an easy ask. But I could definitely see them take advantage of a low ground here to advance further, take advantage of this to try to put it in a pocket, and threatening Konstantinivka, maybe even trying to eventually put it in a pocket by flanking it through this direction. But that's kind of a hard thing to say, especially with how difficult it will be to advance in this area down here, you know, with all the terrain being broken up and stuff. But yeah, Avdiivka is important because logistics. They'd be able to more easily supply Donetsk and Marinka and all that, and they'd very easily be able to supply Novobakhmativka and push forward like this. And in the event of a Ukrainian counterattack, Avdiivka would be a very powerful defensive position, being on the high ground and being an urban settlement. That's all.